The man was shocked to find a baby abandoned in the freezing snow. He wanted to turn a blind eye and walk away, but when he saw the baby wearing luxurious clothes, he figured the baby came from a wealthy family, determined to extort a large ransom. He took the baby home and asked his wife to take care of the baby temporarily. He thought the baby's family would come looking soon, but he never expected the wait to last 10 long years. The little boy had grown up and become sensible, yet his birth parents were nowhere to be found. But during these 10 years, the adoptive mother never mentioned the boy's origins and treated him as her own, giving him the warmest companionship in his childhood. They thought they would live happily ever after, but an unexpected accident completely shattered the peace. One day, the adoptive father who worked out of town suddenly sent a letter saying he had been seriously injured at work and urgently needed a large sum for medical treatment. The adoptive mother searched through all their savings, only to find that the money was just a drop in the bucket compared to the medical fees. This filled Remy with a sense of foreboding. Sure enough, the next day, the adoptive mother sold their cow to a neighbor. But this cow had been Remy's playmate since childhood and the family's only source of livelihood. The mother and son had to sell it reluctantly at a low price. Looking at the neighbor's thick hard whip, Remy realized the cow would never have an easy life from then on. After that, Remy often snuck into the neighbor's cowshed late at night when everyone was asleep. He thought stealing the whip would save the cow from being beaten, but he never expected, even without the whip, the cow was still severely tortured. Seeing his partner in pain, Remy felt immense heartache. So he hummed softly, trying to heal his partner's pain with his song. But as he immersed himself in the brief comfort, he didn't notice at all a strange old man standing behind him. The old man was deeply captivated by his singing, standing there motionless. When Remy suddenly turned around, he was scared out of his wits. He turned and ran out in a panic, but he never imagined this sudden strange old man would completely change his fate. When Remy finally got home trembling with fear, he found his adoptive father had already returned. But the moment the adoptive father saw Remy, he looked extremely shocked. It turned out that for 10 years, he had been working away from home and had no idea his wife had been raising the child all this time. The adoptive father flew into a rage, shouting that they should never have picked up this burden. Remy was struck dumbfounded. He never thought he was an abandoned child, but he didn't hold any resentment because over the years, his love for his adoptive mother had surpassed blood ties. Then the adoptive mother took out Remy's childhood clothes and confessed the truth that he wasn't her biological son. But in his anger, the adoptive father insisted on sending him to an orphanage. But the adoptive mother couldn't bear to part with their mother-son bond and insisted on keeping Remy by her side. The couple argued fiercely about it. Helpless Remy covered his ears tightly, escaping the heartbreaking scene. But because of the adoptive mother's persistence, the adoptive father finally agreed not to send him to the orphanage and said he would take him to the government to report the situation, hoping to apply for some living subsidies. When Remy heard this, he excitedly threw himself into his adoptive mother's arms. Early the next morning, after tearfully saying goodbye to his adoptive mother, Remy followed his adoptive father to town. He thought this was the road to a stable life, but neither he nor his adoptive mother knew this was all an elaborate plot by his adoptive father. Along the way, Remy dreamed about his future life, but when they arrived at the town hall, the adoptive father had no intention of going in.
Aren't we going in?
I said that's all my wife would let you go.
All we have left is in my wallet. That's why we can't keep.
You're hurting me.
Enough! I'm taking you there now.
In a moment of panic, Remy suddenly pushed his adoptive father away, then turned and ran with all his strength. In his hurry, he rushed into a tavern, thinking he could escape temporarily. But he didn't expect that in just a moment, his adoptive father would gather the villagers and surround the tavern. Just as Remy was about to be caught, the old man from the cowshed appeared and stopped them in time. After learning the whole story, the old man said he made a living by busking on the streets and was willing to pay $30 silver to buy Remy to travel the world with him, saying it was better than sending him to an orphanage. However, the money-hungry adoptive father didn't hesitate at all and agreed immediately. Just like that, Remy was sold by his adoptive father at a low price. When he walked out of the tavern, Remy was filled with despair, thinking he would face a life of wandering and hardship forever. But what he didn't know was, what awaited him next would be a journey of warm redemption and uncovering the mystery of his origins. As they passed his home, Remy shouted frantically for his mother. Mother, mother. But the adoptive mother was held tightly by the adoptive father, only able to watch her son's figure fade away with tears in her eyes. He thought he would suffer through the night in despair. But when the old man fell into a deep sleep, Remy quietly untied the rope on his wrists, planning to escape in the dark. But as soon as he opened the door, a howl of wild wolves suddenly pierced the night sky. Unexpectedly, the harsh sound woke the old man instantly. But strangely enough, the old man wasn't angry at all. Instead, he patiently taught Remy that a wandering child should never wander alone in the forest at night. The old man's kindness and tolerance gradually melted Remy's guard, and he silently returned to his bed. But thinking about his adoptive father's cruelty, he frantically tore at his childhood baby clothes, as if pouring out all his grievances and unwillingness. Just as he was on the verge of collapse, the old man's big black dog suddenly approached and gently licked his cheek. The soft touch quietly dispelled Remy's troubles, and he broke into a long-lost smile. Early the next morning, with nowhere else to go, Remy had to follow the old man aimlessly, but to his surprise, the old man took him straight to the market and spent all his savings to buy Remy a new set of clothes. This sudden gesture filled Remy with confusion. After asking repeatedly, he finally learned that a few days earlier in the cowshed, the old man had been certain from Remy's beautiful singing that with proper training, he would surely become a shining star on stage.